I'm once again here with the beautiful Melly and Sis. We're here to preview round 5 this week, but first of all, let's talk about round 4. Sis is biting me, as you can tell. Speaking of pussies, I'm on the ladder, Jacob's jabronis. I'll let you up here. That's my joke. Thank you. Where are you going? Alright, so we've got the ladder this week. Maltese Falcons undefeated on top of the ladder, 4-0. Last week they defeated Coley. They had a pretty big win last week. Seconds, Renegades, they've 3-1, lost their first game. They lost to Gods of Olympus, who will move up to 4th. Sugar Daddies are 3rd, they're 3-1 as well. Gods of Olympus 2-2, Top Guns 2-2. Trust the process myself 2-2, however, we can't score to save ourselves, so we're actually being pretty pathetic. Rangers Anonymous are 2-2 as well. I'm rolling, 1 win. Seeking Destroyed got their first win last week. And Jake's Jabronis on bottom without a win. And just so you all know, I've been told I have to say this or else I will be shot. Michael's the highest scoring team. Alright. So anyway, let's move on to this week's round. Melly, you looking forward to this week? I think you are. Give me a high five. No, high five? High five, yep. There we go. Alright, no one saw that. Okay, so let's get started. Seeking Destroy up against Sugar Daddies. Good win. Both teams had a win last week, which is pretty good. Seeking Destroy currently 9th in the ladder. They scored 392 last week. Had a massive win by 91 points. So far, they've pretty much kept the same team as what they have got last week. They're 1-3, so they're happy with the winnings. They're happy with that winning mentality at the moment. Joe Danaher's the full forward. Petrarca is the half forward. Clayton Oliver is utility. Just so you all know, the teams for Essendon, Melbourne, Collingwood and Richmond aren't going to get named till Saturday. However, that is why there is a sub this week. Plus, I believe Friday will be the loophole game this week as well. Which means if you've got a player playing for Port Adelaide or Carlton, we'll put them as interchange, see how they go. If you want to bring them in, you can bring them in. But don't forget there is a sub as well. Alright, so side bottoms midfield with Seb Ross. Both those players combined last week got about like 105, 110 between them, which is pretty good. Rory Laird, as usual, halfback. Zach Smith is the ruck. And Matthew Prittis is the tackler up against the Hawks on Sunday. Interchange has got Paddy Ryder, so you've got using that loophole with Paddy Ryder. And Hanbury is the sub this week. Alright. 2 players to choose from. Mitch Robinson, Darcy Parish, Carl Hooker. Stanley's actually been named an extended bench. Bernie Vince is there. John Patton kicked 5 or 6 last week. He's available. Jack Stevens is also back, so that's someone to look at as well there, Vossi. And Jake Stringer, a bit out of form, and Jackson McRae always does pretty well. So that's Vossi's team, coming off the win once again. Projected this week for 374. He's up against Sugar Daddies. Sugar Daddies projected for 379, so projected to win by 5 points. They also had a win last week. They've had 1 loss for the season. Last week they scored 390. Had a big win over Rangers Anonymous. Actually, last week he scored 390. Seeking Destroy scored 392, so hopefully we get a real close game again. Sugar Daddies were actually led by Tom Lynch. 6 goals last week, whatever, 6 or 7 goals, I can't remember. Jeremy Cameron also had a big game too, so they're pretty good. So the Lynch and Jeremy Cameron team here, not too bad. Not too bad of a forward line. Hopefully Lynch doesn't have his usual struggles against Daniel Talia like he always does. The bot is in utility. Ollie Wines in midfield with Dyson Heppel. Todd Goldstein's a ruck up against Sandy this week. But he is the sole ruck this week. So Bruce is out. Goddard's a halfback. Cripps is the tackler. Matt Crouch is the interchange. And Kelly is the sub. So that's what he's going for at the moment. What he could possibly do is put Ollie Wines as interchange to see how he goes. Use him as a loophole player. Stay up. No, Melly's gone.
No way to break this up.
He could possibly put Ollie Wines as the interchange, use him as a loophole player, see how he goes. I reckon that's what you should do, Sugar. Who has he got to choose from? Cripps, McGrath, Fantasia, all available. I think Hanley might be back, I'm not 100% sure. Not too sure whether Ainsworth is playing. Like Max Gorn's out as we know. Travis Boak is another option for an interchange player. In fact, you can almost put them both as interchange and sub, see how they both go. And then you've got options of injury players you can put in there if you want to do that. And, sorry, I got a hair in my mouth. And yeah, that's his team. So that's the options to choose from there. I would probably go, look, as I said, 3 loophole players to choose from here. You've got Cripps, Wines, and Travis Boak. Take advantage of it if you have to. Or you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's there. Alright, so that's that game. And let's move to the next game now. It's Trust the Process, one of the lowest scoring teams against the highest scoring team in Gods of Olympus. Trust the Process lost last week. They got 2 losses on the row. Last week only scored 301, and this week only projected for 346. Very, very disappointed. Just like the Hawks, they play the Eagles. I play Mick this week, so we'll see how that goes. My team's going to probably change. Rufford's at full forward. Probably Jack Rewalt coming at full forward. Buddy's at half forward, he'll stay there. Beam's utility, most likely stay there. Midfielders got to choose from, like Callum Ward and Dylan Prestia. Hopefully, I haven't seen the squads, but O'Meara might be back this week. No, O'Meara's not back, that's disappointing. Maybe he's got a knee issue. Sandlands isn't at the ruck. Zach Tui is the half-back. Sam Mitchell's not playing, so he's going to have to get taken out of the thingo. Probably Barlow going as a tackler there. And other options to choose from. Well, Scully's been pretty good. Devon Smith's been pretty good. Isaac Smith, he gets a few kicks. Jack Rewalt will definitely come in. I've lost Armitage now. And Vardy against no really Hawthorn rucks, but he probably wouldn't be an option there. In fact, my bench is pretty light on at the moment, which is a bit disappointing. But that's why I'm only averaging 346. Need to change my team around. I'm struggling. Who I'm up against? Well, the highest scoring team of the comp, projected for 437. That's Gods of Olympus. They've been on fire. They lost their first 2. Big score losses though. And then won the last 2. Also beat the previously undefeated Renegades in a smashing, actually, 431 points. So there we go. Who we got to choose from? Well, Tom Hawkins is on fire at the moment. He's playing up against the Saints this week, I think, or Melbourne, or wherever he's playing against. I think it's St Kilda. So yeah, we'll see how he goes there. Taylor Walker's the half forward up against Gold Coast. No Stephen May, so how's he going to go there? Luke Shue, utility. Luke Shue's been on fire. He's been pretty good. Rockcliffe, I heard a stat before, he's got the most clearances in the league by 15 clearances. He's at the midfielder. Dustin Martin, though, under an injury cloud, got groin issues. Team won't be named till Saturday, so Mick's going to probably have to utilise that interchange or sub rule this week. Probably still play Dustin Martin and see how it goes. Other Martin, Stephen Martin is the ruck. He's up against the Doggies, who don't really have a ruck, so he might be alright. And Johanneson's the halfback. Zorko is a tackler. Interchange this week, Nick's got Hill and he's got Lacroix as a sub. Lacroix should be rubbed out, of course, because he knocked someone out of play. I'm amazing that player's not playing this week. What happened there? Anyway, who are his other options to choose from? Well, Brad Crouch is back now. He's been named for his first game of the year. Took Miller's available. Ben McAvoy's there as well. Basher Hooley didn't do too bad last week, and Zach Jones is available as well. So that's who he's got to choose from. Mick's got a few utility options to go from. He wanted me to say that because he's sitting there bragging in the background, smiling, laughing, saying I'm the greatest team. Well, you've only won it once, Mick. Calm down. But that's what they're projected me to win, of course. Trust the process to beat Gods of Olympus. Alright, next game we've got the Rangers versus I'm Rolling. The two teams that, one cares too much, one doesn't care at all. Anyway, Rangers Anonymous, projected for 349. They've won one, lost one each week, so win, loss, win, loss. Not too bad. They're coming off a loss last week, getting smashed by Sugar Daddies. Who have they got this week? They've got Ben Brown at full forward and Gary Ablett at half forward. Nate Five's utility. Actually, it's the same team as last week, let's be honest. He hasn't changed it. Trent Cotchin midfield with Tom Mitchell. Nankervis is the ruck. Kate Simpson's the halfback. Currently Hampton as a tackler. Interesting move. 35 as a tackler. Average, that's not too bad. He has got the loophole in. Maybe he has done his team. He's got Chad Wigard as interchange player, so he's the loophole. And David Mundy is a sub after his 3-goal performance last week. Who's got to choose from? Wells may be picked this week. You never know, but you're probably not going to play him. Mental's been kicking goals. He's up against St Kilda. Peter Wright, he's available. Jack Gunston, he's going to kick a bag this week. Guarantee. Ranch is available. Best halfback in the game. Doesn't get a game for Kenner's team. And Tom Campbell and Tom Boyd are also available for that one there. So that's Rangers, projected for 349. He's up against I'm Rolling, who've got the one win for the year. Sorry, he's got loss win and 2 losses on the trots. I'm Rolling projected for 371. However, last week they lost to Maltese Falcons, who so far haven't lost a game, so they've been on fire. Who's his team this week? Well, he's gone full forward Michael Walters. Good move. He should be all right. Tom Lynch as the half forward. Ben Cunnington this week has got a utility, but obviously he could be using the loophole option here. Luke Park in the midfield with Joel Selwood. Leuenberger, the big burger, in the ruck with Taylor Adams, who's been great this year for stats. Doesn't do anything else as a halfback. Liberatore, tackler, best tackler in the game, still averaging 60 as a tackler, which is amazing. Who's in the interchange? He has got the loophole happening with Robbie Gray. Pretty good loophole player to have, because if he's on fire, he is on fire. And Andrew Swallows, a sub, who's been very disappointing this year. Options, well, he's almost got a full list to choose from here. Blair's available, Greenwood's available this week, Bell Chambers is available, Stanton, Zaharakis, Cam McCarthy kicked a few goals last week, Brandon Ellis is there, Sean Griggs there, and Jack Darling's there available. The only player he doesn't have available this week at the moment, because as I said, he's got 5, 6, 7 Essendon players, a few Richmond players and that, Melbourne players, they're not picked yet, the team's not done, but at the moment, Hickey is the only one who's got out. So that's that there. Iron Rollins projected for 379, Rangers Orange projected for 333. It's going to come down to the loophole player, I reckon 349 should I say. It's going to come down to the loophole player. It depends how Robbie Gray goes, whether he plays him or not. If the team stay as selected, I reckon Kenner will win. Let's move on to the next game now. It's Renegades, who've come off their first loss for the season. They are scoring well. They're scoring much points every week. Last week was their worst week, let's be honest. Up against Top Guns, who the last 2 weeks have scored very, very high, and they're on 2 wins in a row. So they're doing quite well. Renegades picked for 406. Top Guns picked for 403. This could be an absolute shootout. Should be pretty good. Let's have a look at Josh Kenny up against my Hawks. We're struggling defensively. Hopefully we turn it around. And Kenny goes missing the MCG like he normally does. Toby Green as a half forward has been on fire. Rory Sloane's the utility. Rory Sloane's been great. Had him last year. Wish I had him this year. Pendlebury's been great as well. He missed half the game last week, apparently, if you watch the news. Gaff, what can we say? Jake Spencer in at the ruck this week. Should be interesting against Richmond. Jasper Pittard as a halfback. Viney as a tackler. And he's using a loophole player as well. He's got Mark Murphy. Mark Murphy's been on fire. Mark Murphy's loophole player. And Hodgie, after Hodgie's 35 possessions last week, Hodgie is the sub. What other options he's got? Well, he's got Joby Watson. Fiorini's available. Witts is available as a ruck, but he's not playing Witts this week. Witts has been pretty good. Steve Johnson's back in the lineup this week. Cyril's going to kick a bag. He's going to kick 6. Thomas is available, as well as Charlie Dixon. So there's another option in having Charlie Dixon as a loophole player as well, but you never know. Probably leave it as Kennedy and Green. Haven't been too bad for you, averaging 406, so why not leave it there? Who are they up against? Well, as mentioned before, they're up against Top Guns, who have scored very, very high lately. Projected 403. Last week, they got 369, which isn't their best score, but they have been got 430 or 440 a couple weeks ago. Eddie Betts, 6 goals last week. Eddie Betts has been pretty good. Needs 5 goals for 500 in his career. Nick Riolt's a half forward, and Chalor's utility. Gibbs could possibly be as a loophole player. Maybe you need to move Gibbs to your loophole player there. Swallow is in the midfield, and Mumford as a ruck. Heath Shaw as the halfback. Ebert as a tackler. And at the moment, Montagna interchange and Zeeble as sub. Obviously, we know Dash hasn't done his team yet because he's too busy hanging out in Thailand with all the lady boys. Send us pictures of lady boys and stuff. So, you love your long time, Dasha. Who's he got for Solo? Kelly, Rory Lobb's available. Tippett's back this week, so Tippett's playing. Kieran Jack's there as well, but that's all he's got. The rest are injured. So Dash, because you're too busy, playing with lady boys, trying to get Michael's wallet back for him and phone, I'm going to say Renegades will win this one. And finally, let's go to the last game. It's undefeated versus defeated. 4 and Zip Maltese Falcons versus the Zip and 4 Jacobs Jabronis. Maltese Falcons projected for 387, so not scoring well, but they're doing enough to win. Against Jabronis projected for 355. So let's have a look at it. Tim Memory's at full forward for Maltese Falcons, and Aaron Hall is the half forward. Could be interesting move against Adelaide, see how he goes. Brodie Grundy, who has been absolutely pretty good, amazing lately. He's been very well. Apparently he's a bit of a smoky for the Anzac Day medal, so jump on him, Coley. I know you will. You bet on everything. Daniel Fields in midfield with Zach Merritt. At the moment, he's got Ruckers, Mason Cox, but he's got Andrew Phillips as a loophole player. So I want to see how he goes. If Phillips has a good game, put him as a ruck, leave Grundy as utility. If he doesn't, then Grundy will more than likely come down to the ruck spot. And Danger probably going to the utility spot there. Jack Lloyd's a halfback, gets possessions, but that's about it, and doesn't do anything with his possessions. Jack Steele is the tackler. And he's also got Lockie Neal as his sub, who kicked 4 goals last week. Who are his options? Well, Rory Atkins has been pretty good lately. Pickett for Carlton, Darcy Moore, Liam Shields for Hawthorn, he needs to step up. Hopefully he does. He'll get 10 or 11 tackles this week, so you should play him as a tackler, I think. Jack Watts, he's available as well as Sam Gray. Another opportunity to have a loophole play there. Bob Murphy is 300th game. You expect him to have a big one. And Matthew Board as well, he's available. So he's up against Jake Jabronis, haven't won a game. Jabronis, as I said, predicted for 355. Last week they scored 340. Would have been to me if you played me, but you didn't. Bad luck. Cloak is out, so he needs to take Travis Cloak out. He's got Dom Tyson as the half forward at the moment and Jack Kennedy as utility. Nathan Jones in mid with Dylan Shields. Sam Jacobs is the ruck. And Sam Doherty as the halfback. So, John Kennedy, I said.
Josh.
I said Josh.
You said Jack.
Whatever. John Doherty's the halfback. Luke Dalhouse is the tackler. He had a pretty good game last week. DeLeo's an interchange at the moment, so still don't know how that loophole kind of works. Do you Horton and Lockie Hunter's the sub? You can possibly put Ed Kerno as your interchange. Use him as a loophole player. So that's what you need to do is put Kerno there. You got Motlop last week, 30 possessions, 3 goals. Luke Bruce is going to kick 2 or 3 this week. We're going to smash it, Hawthorn. Come on. Hogan should be back. Tom McDonald's there, and Jack Nunes and Liam Pickett are also available. So there's your half forward spots. Instead of Dom Tyson, perhaps maybe Motlop or Jesse Hogan as your half forwards there. But definitely need to put Ed Kerno as your interchange, I reckon, Horton, if you are listening. So that's the teams this week. Falcons will win that one, by the way. Both teams will stay as 5-zip 5. So that's what I reckon. Now, the loophole Friday, so your teams need to be done by 1:45 on Saturday. That's the lockout, 1:45 Saturday. Plus you got the Carlton Port players as a loophole. So that's the teams. That's the teams for round 5. Good luck everybody except for Mick. I hope West Coast lose and I hope, what's your name, Gods of Olympus lose. See yous.